LED tracking, setting up the keypads. Part 1, working with your KPC8 keypad. LED tracking. LED tracking is one of the more important things you can set up on your keypad. When setting up a keypad, the toggle button will toggle between two commands based on the on or off state of the corresponding LED. For example, it will activate the link when the corresponding LED is off, and it will deactivate the link when the corresponding LED is on. When I look here under my transmit components and I see my link 1, it is right now set up as a super toggler under my mode. When the LED is off and I single tap the button, it will activate the scene. If the LED is already on and I tap it a second time, it will deactivate the scene. So remember, under transmit components, the top command is for when the LED is off, and the bottom command is when the LED is on. The mode, in this case here super toggler, tells us what the button will do. With a single tap, when the LED is off, it will activate the scene. If you double tap, it will snap the scene on. If you hold the button, it will fade it up. If you release the button, it will fade stop. To set up the rest of this, once I have my scene, then I must go to the receive components. Under the receive components, I notice first of all, I do not have any scenes listed. To make life simple, so down here on the bottom, you'll notice the copy links. Use the copy links button to copy the links that are being transmitted over to this tab. So all I do is click the copy links button, and that will bring all the links that are on the transmit components over here to the receive component. Then what we need to do is activate the LEDs. Link 1 is the E button. So the E button, I'm going to want that button to turn on. That lets the transmit components know that when that LED light is not on and I push the E button, this will activate the scene. I then need that LED light to be on so I can then deactivate it. If the LED light does not turn on, the scene will never be able to be deactivated. So I'm going to set up each of these links to be on based on their corresponding button. Let's program the device. Let's go to our keypad on the video, and I notice the E button is currently off. I'm going to press the E button. That's going to turn on the LED light, which then activates the scene. Now, because we're a super toggler, if I press this again, now that the LED light is on, it will turn off the LED light and deactivate the scene. You'll notice that the F, G, H, I buttons are set at no change. That means all these other buttons, if they happen to be activated, they will not turn off. The good part is I can run independent scenes. Go to my G button. So I can run different lights in the system. Now, in this case here, my I scene was the last scene that went out. If I want to reactivate my E scene and I go push that button again, that turns off the LED light. That now deactivated the E scene. So to activate it, I must press it a second time, and that will reactivate the scene. Now you notice when I push the E button, the other LED lights stayed on. So if I want to reactivate one of those scenes, I need to currently turn that scene off and then reactivate the scene. To fix that, I can tell the E button that when I push you, I want all the other buttons to turn off, or any combination you wish. So my E button is on. I'm now going to go to the F button, and I'm going to make it off. G button off. Now program. You do not have to program every single time. I can do all my changes in program once. I'm going to activate different scenes. But now because my E scene is set up to turn everything off, when I activate my E button, everything else turns off, ready to be reactivated. Setting up the LED tracking is very important. Knowing how you want the buttons to interact is more important. Do you want all of the buttons to be on at one time, or possibly be on at one time? If each button controls an individual light, absolutely. I have an 8-button keypad, and each button controls a different light in a room. What if I have it set up as multiple scenes? Yes, I can continue adding on to scenes, or I can tell each scene that when I activate you, I want you to turn everybody off. So currently I have the first 4 buttons. Turn the E on, F on, G on, H on. And if I activate any of the other buttons, they will all turn off. So let's try it. I'm activating the E button. Now the scene is on. F button. That scene turns on and the E turns off. Same with the G button. And the H. Remember, I, J, K, and L are still set up independently. So each one of them can run a totally different program, a different light. And the top ones can be scenes. The keypad can be set up any way you need. LED tracking makes all of this possible. Thank you very much. Your time has been greatly appreciated. If you'd like more information, please contact PCS at the number below.